Hey guys, and welcome to episode 12 of my Out of the Park Baseball 21 series with the expansion DuPage pistol string. And you can see by looking at the league standings that we had another successful season, a bit of a drop off from last year, but we played well above our Pythagorean or our Pythag last season. Either way, 97 and 65, I will take it. Best record in the American League, tied for the second best record in all of baseball. You can see parity was king in the American League this year. Only 3 teams with more than 90 wins. So, let's take a look at our team and see how they did individually, and we'll get to the postseason. So, all in all, it was a good season. I mean, our pitching staff was lights out. Our offense came along as the season went on. So I'm happy with the way things ended up. Let's start with the pitching staff because that's where most of our moves came from. So Shane Bieber ended the season 16 and 8, good for 5.4 WAR. He came on really strong with us as the season went along. Ended up 9 and 4 with a 2.76 ERA, 105 strikeouts and 111 innings. He was the ace we needed him to be. So he was fantastic. Anthony Kay, after coming over from Boston, was 3 and 1 with a 3.38 ERA. He was also very, very good. Ended the season 10 and 6. 3.41 ERA. Emilio Vargas was a revelation, getting him from Arizona. I would say that was a deal that we absolutely won. He slowed down a little bit as the season wore on. He was on pace for 20 wins. Ended the year 18 and 6 with a 3.29 ERA. Pitched a little better than anticipated when you look at his whip, and he got a little lucky with his BABIP, but all in all, very, very good season from Vargas. The rookie Sean Cervantes was excellent. 12 and 6, good for 2.6 WAR. Still only 25 years old. Got a long career ahead of him, hopefully. And then Braxton Garrett was our 5th starter, and he was okay. I mean, he definitely had his worst season as a shrimp, but he's still only 28, and I am confident in him. Our bullpen was just unreal all year long. Marshall Kozlowski, 108 strikeouts in 56 innings, good for 2.5 WAR, saved 34 games. Haifeng Yap finished with a 1.70 ERA, allowed 1 home run in 47 innings, was just outstanding. Brett Conine has really found a home in the bullpen. He struggled as a starter, was really good last year, was even better this year in some fewer innings, 80 strikeouts in 61 innings. Joey Wentz was terrific out of the bullpen. Carter Stewart, the kid we signed out of Australia, was very, very good. 13 strikeouts per 9 innings. Shane Baz did okay. We moved him into a reliever role once we picked up Anthony Kay, and you can see he was pretty good. He had some good outings. His long-term position, though, is starter, so we'll see what ends up happening there. Joey Lucchesi, another one, kind of bounced around between the bullpen and the rotation, and he had another very good year for us, well worth the 1.18 we are paying him. That's our pitching staff was very, very good. Offense wasn't quite as good, but it was still, no complaints. Darian Perez really improved from year over year. Missed about 40 games this season due to injury. Was on pace for 40 home runs, but ended up 299, 408, 584, 5.8 WAR, almost 1,000 OPS. And you look at his ratings are getting better, and he's still only 25. So we have a stud there. Daz Cameron, his first season with us was nothing short of a success. 19 home runs, 83 knocked in. 826 OPS, 4.3 WAR, 39 stolen bases. Gian Q continues to get it done, even though his ratings are starting to drop. And you can see here it's starting. His on-base percentage is down to 340. Did it 28 home runs, drove in 72, still scored over 100 runs, still stole 50 bases, and played very, very good second base. I guess he played just above average second base, so even that's starting to slip a little bit. Bo Naylor had a really nice bounce back last couple of months. Ended up right where he was last year, 870 OPS, 503 slugging. Can't beat that. Alec Thomas, his first year with us, was pretty good. I mean, he wasn't great, and I knew he probably wasn't going to be as good as Alex Verdugo, and he wasn't. But again, we're paying him half of what we paid Verdugo. So 3 WAR, 40 stolen bases, 43 doubles. Good outfield defense. I'll take it. JD Martinez was a bargain at $3 million this year. 31 home runs, 86 knocked in, 557 slugging, over a 900 OPS. And I'm sorry, my chair is squeaky. He won't be back next year because he wants over $10 million a year. Lewin Diaz continues to put up basically identical seasons year after year, 30 home runs, 100 knocked in. I'll take it. Can't beat it. Noel V. Marte continues to play good defense. His offense is still a little below average, but as long as he keeps playing defense, I'll take it. And then our Caden Wallace, who we brought up at right around the trade deadline, really flashed some power for us. 473 slugging. Average was a little light, but the power made up for it. And then everybody else, Kessinger, Rocio, Sanchez, and Garcia were what they were. I mean, they weren't bad. Rocio and Kessinger each put up full WAR over the course of a season. Sanchez was close to that. So good season overall for us. We're going to set our pitching staff, and we're going to go with a 4-man rotation, and it's going to be Bieber, Vargas, Cervantes, and K. Garrett will move to the bullpen for the postseason. So let's get to our first round opponent, shall we? All right, let's look at the Minnesota Twins, shall we? I don't want to go through it that way. Let's look at it this way. Twins finished 89 and 73. Middle of the road pitching staff, pretty good offense, and that's bared out here. Jose Miranda, 27-year-old third baseman, hit 44 home runs, had an OPS of over 1,000. Ryan McMahon, 37 home runs, 119 runs knocked in. Royce Lewis at the top of the lineup. Lewis has settled into what he is, about 270 hitter, 15 to 20 home runs. They got some power between McMahon, Miranda, Blankenhorn, and Rooker. They got Kevin Kiermaier, still an excellent defensive outfielder, and Jason Hayward is still playing. 36 years old. Their pitching staff is okay, led by Louis Gill, 27-year-old Eduardo Rodriguez, and Jordan Balazovic, as well as Mike Clevenger, who played for us last year. They made him a starter. So they have an okay team. They've got a solid offense. The pitching staff isn't quite as good as ours, and I'm hoping that's what carries us through the postseason here. So let's get to it. And again, I'm just going to sim each of the games. We'll look at the box scores. So game number 1, Eduardo Rodriguez versus Shane Bieber. And we lose game 1, 3-1. That's, you never know what's going to happen in the postseason, I guess. Jeffers homers for Minnesota, Q homers for us. He goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. Bieber went the distance, only giving up 3 runs, 6 hits, but was saddled with the loss, as Eduardo Rodriguez was just a little better in 5 2/3. So not a great start to the postseason, but it's still early. So game number 2 is Jordan Balazovic against Emilio Vargas. Wow, and we lose that game 4-1. Jeffers homers again. Give up 3 runs in the second inning. Our offense has been ice cold here through 2 games. Bo Naylor with a couple of hits. Vargas, 3 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Lucchesi came on and finished it. Looks like Balazovic got hurt, and they went with a bullpen game, and their bullpen just shut us down. So we now have to win 3 games in a row to advance. Let's move on to game 3. And we stay alive as we beat the Twins 3-1. JD Martinez and Gian Q both homer for us. Martinez with a 2-run shot, Q with a solo shot. Cervantes went 7, giving up 1 run and 3 hits. A very, very nice game out of the rookie. Game 4 will be Anthony K against the former Pistol Shrimp, Mike Clevenger. So let's see if we can force a Game 5. And we can't. We lose in the American League Division Series 3-1 to the Minnesota Twins. Last year wasn't disappointing. We made it to Game 7 of the World Series, and that was unexpected. I was expecting more from us this year, so this was disappointing. Our offense was just not good. You can see we had one batter hit over 300, Q hit 267, and then everybody else was 200 or below. Not good. So this is going to be a bit of a shorter episode, guys, because we're going to go ahead and sim it to the end of the regular season. And actually, you know what? Let's just move on to the postseason. Let's just do the postseason in this episode here, so that we don't have a 9-minute episode. You can see Clevenger went 5. K didn't pitch badly, but our offense just couldn't get it done. So I'll go ahead and sim ahead to the end of the playoffs, and we'll get started in the offseason. So hang tight. All right, guys, we are back. It is the end of the season, and the Los Angeles Dodgers have defeated the Seattle Mariners in 7 games to win the World Series. The Mariners, looking for their first World Series title, were actually up 3-0. In this one, they took Game 1 5-2, Game 2 7-3, and Game 3 2-1 to take a 3-0 lead. And then the Dodgers won 4 straight games to win the World Series. You can see how it breaks down here. Twins lost to the Mariners in the LCS. Dodgers beat the Mets, and there we have it. So the Los Angeles Dodgers are your 2025 World Series champions. So, all right. So we got some stuff to do. First things first, we need a new bench coach and a new scout, and we have made offers to a couple of different people. Let's go here. Come on. Let's go here. And pending offers, we have offered Joshua Banda our scouting job. He's been in the Atlantic League for the last 4 years. He's young and very, very good. And as our bench coach, Mickey Morandini. Morandini, good development influence, and will get along with pretty much everyone. So those are the offers we've made. Beyond that, the big news of the early postseason or off-season is that Gian Q voided the last year of his contract. Not a huge surprise, as his numbers continue to be pretty good. They're starting to drop, so it'll be interesting to see what we can potentially see if we can bring him back for less and try to save a little bit of money. We'll see how it goes. Season goals. He's happy with us. Winning record, upgraded third base, locally popular player. I don't care about that. But yeah, let's get into the postseason. Anything else interesting here? No, we've already gone over this. Walt Weiss retired. Chris Nathan has left as well. Where did he go? He's a free agent, I think. Did he retire? Oh, he wants to be a GM now. All right. Okay, so let's look at salary arbitration. All right. So Brett Conine is a pending free agent. JD Martinez is a pending free agent. JD wanted over 10, right? Oh, he only wants 7. I can't afford it. Anyway, I have no money for extensions. So we're going to have to work on that. Brett Conine. Ooh, this is the end of Conine's time with the Shrimp. He wants a lot of money. And unfortunately, it's just not enough to offer him that qualifying offer. Look at him, man. We got some big numbers here. Um. Okay, so what do we want? Where do we want to start? I think let's get Lewin Diaz out of the way. We need that bat, and he wants a long-term deal. I don't want to give him a long-term deal. Okay. Save a couple $100,000 there. As Cameron only wants a $1 million raise, which means you can probably get him for less than that. So 7650000. Cool. All right. So he's only getting a $650,000 raise from last year. I'll take it. It's going to save us a little bit of money there. Ali Sanchez only wants 900. Let's get everything locked down here as best we can. That works. Bo Naylor's getting a significant jump. He wants to go up to $5 million. So 4750000. Oh. All right, that did it. Saves us a couple $100,000 there. Joey Wentz is somebody that I think for 2.9 is safe to bring back. And it's movable if it needs to be moved, so it's fine. Back at 2.8, so we save $140,000 there. Shane Baz, we'll just leave. Actually, yeah, Shane Baz is fine at 892. Kozlowski wants 6. Can we bring him back at that? Oh. All right, save $250,000 there. All right, now we get into some of the difficult ones. I don't know that we can bring both Garrett and K back, and Vargas. I don't know that we can bring all three of them back. And Vargas, while he had the best season, I question whether it's problem is we don't have our scout, so he hasn't signed yet. I question whether it's if he can replicate it, because we can bring back both Garrett and K for what it would cost to bring back Vargas, and then we have this issue with Gian Q. I mean, we could probably bring him back for a little bit less. Nope. Okay. Gian Q could be done. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to wait for my scout to sign. Once my scout signs, I will take a look at Garrett, K, Vargas, figure out which two I want to bring back, and see if there's a market for the third, or maybe what I do is I see if there's a market for all three, what that market looks like, and then keep the two whose market is the worst. And then we might have to move on from GIQ, but we will see. I want to bring Henkes back. No, I don't. Oh, he's dropped significantly. Nope, there's nobody here I want to bring back. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So we'll wait for our scout to sign, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with my pitching staff and GIQ. And when we come back, it will be free agency. No, hang tight. Be right back. All right, it is free agency time, and so we made an unusual decision. It's risky, and it's one that I'm not sure what we're gonna do. So arbitration. Yeah, I screwed up arbitration, and it cost me some money. I neglected to make these players offers, and we went to arbitration. We lost all 3 cases. So we lost, I don't know, lost about $4 million there, so that sucks. But actually, no, we won Braxton Garrett, we lost Anthony Kay, and we lost Vargas. So we're short about $3 million, which isn't ideal. But so the decision we made was actually to non-tender Gian Q. The reason for that was that we offered him up in deals, and nobody was interested in him. And we can't afford to pay him $23 million a year. So non-tendered him with the hope that when we get to free agency, he'll be asking for less, and we'll be able to bring him back, because we do now have a little bit of money with Q being gone. We're sitting on about $35 million. So, yeah. Let's take a look at the awards really quickly. AL awards. Nobody here. First time that Gian Q did not win the Gold Glove at second base. AL reliever of the year, Tanner Scott. Marshall Kozlowski finished second. Platinum stick or silver slugger, whatever you want to call it. Darian Perez in left. JD Martinez. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. JD Martinez, designated hitter, gold, silver slugger. AL rookie of the year, Josh Beckler with the Tigers, 40 home runs as a rookie. I won the manager of the year, second straight season I've won that. AL Cy Young Award went to Logan Gilbert, which I disagree with. 15-6, 314, 220 strikeouts. Shane Bieber finished second. He was 16-9, or excuse me, he was 16-8 with a ERA of about 2.5. He finished second. AL MVP, Jose Miranda of the Twins. Our top vote getter was Darian Perez. Mookie Betts filed for free agency from the Washington Nationals. And there actually is a good international free agent, and one we're going to make a run at. This guy right here, 22-year-old Sui Chan Yu, a 22-year-old starting pitcher. He looks pretty solid. He wants $6.5 million. Maybe I won't make a run at him. Let's take a look and see what the rest of free agency looks like, and we'll figure. Actually, let's look at our roster first. Figure out what we need. So our pitching staff is still pretty solid. Nothing has really changed here. We've got our 5 starters. Our bullpen is pretty solid. We really need nothing in terms of pitching help. I'll ride this pitching staff. Here we are going to need some help, though. We need somebody to replace Q. I mean, maybe that is Q. Maybe we bring Q back and it's not a problem. But we'll have to see what he's looking for. You know, maybe this is Roccio's time to get a jump. We'll see. But we need a bat and we need a second baseman. So that's really what we're going to be looking for here in free agency. I saw Joey Gallo's name on that list. Gallo only hit 60 home runs last season after hitting 70 each of the last 2 years. So he had a bad year last year. No, just kidding. He had another great season. Oh, Cody Bellinger's a free agent. Pete Alonso, Mookie Betts, a lot of big names. Corey Seager. We got some big name free agents. Let's take a look. We have $34 million to play with. Mookie is not requiring a comp pick, but he's dropped in terms of his skill set. But what do you want? $20 million? 24. Yeah, it's still a little light. Joey Gallo, not a comp pick, wants $42 million. It's probably not going to happen. So we need a second baseman. Here's Q. Q now wants 16. So yeah, I think we move on from him. Those ratings are rough. And yeah, I think that's it for G on Q. But man, that was a good run from Q. I'll take it. Yeah, that was a good 4 years out of him. So second base and a bat. Avi play second? Barely. Bogarts had some nice seasons in Boston. There's some options here. I mean, I could go all in and yeah, I mean, I don't think as much as I would like to go after somebody like Bellinger or Alonso, I don't think that's realistic, or Gallo for that matter. I don't think that's realistic given our financial situation. I mean, there are some options here, and we'll figure something out. Let's just look at pictures really quickly just to make sure there's nothing, no insane value that we're missing. Yeah, I mean, I would like to sign someone like Jose Alvarado, but I don't know that that is the. I feel like we have to make a run at Xuan Yu here. It just feels like we're going to need. I mean, I could talk myself into it very easily by saying we're going to need some pitching help at some point, but I don't think I necessarily want to make that move. So, all right, well, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a look and figure out which bats I want to sign. Again, second baseman and just a regular, a bat to play DH. Or, maybe we sign somebody and move one of our other hitters to DH. But the fact that we just need a DH gives us some flexibility. So when we come back, it'll be the Rule 5 draft, and we'll go through what I've done. So hang tight. All right, guys, we are back. It is Rule 5 time. But let's take a look at free agency leading up to this point. So far, only one deal has been locked down. We have a few different offers out there. One of them pretty substantial. So let's take a look at what we've done so far. We have signed Chris Bryant away from the San Francisco Giants. That's right, Chris Bryant of the San Francisco Giants to it's a 3-year, $24 million contract, but it's really a 1-year, $8 million deal. Next 2 years are team options. So if he plays well this year, we'll bring him back next year. If he plays well the year after that, we'll bring him back the year after that. Small buyouts, $1.2 million, and then $800,000 in that third year. So the average has dipped here a little bit the last couple of seasons, but even last year he only hit 227, but he was still a 2.5 win player. Still a pretty good average, I guess, third baseman. He will play both third base and DH for us. He's still really good against lefties, still provides a lot of pop. So worst case scenario, he fills that void left by JD Martinez, but he's a good clubhouse guy, still a decent third baseman. If we look at some of the deals we have on the table right now, there are 3 big ones, and you'll see them all when I pull this up, but we'll go one at a time. So the first is to outfielder Mike Taylor, looking to bring him in as a backup outfielder. Really good speed. If I stick him in left during spring training, that number I'm assuming will increase. Be a really solid 4th outfielder for us. Hasn't played higher than high A ball, but my scout likes him, so bring him in. Offered him about a $1 million contract for 1 year. See how he does. We did offer that youngster, the 22-year-old, a contract right now. It's a 3-year deal worth about $22 million. And my reasoning behind that is I looked at my pitching staff beyond this year. Vargas, his contract is up at the end of the season. Braxton Garrett's contract is up at the end of this season. So they are going to start to get expensive. So if I can bring in a younger pitcher with some upside and maybe not have to pay, because Vargas is going to want a ton of money. So he's the likely candidate to move. He and Braxton Garrett, actually, both of them. I go into the following season with Kay, Cervantes, um, um, Shane Bieber, and then the young Korean, and then maybe somebody else. So that's why I made that offer. And then the last offer was to Luis Arraez out of Minnesota. And I'm in a bidding war here with the Red Sox. Initially, he had only wanted about $12 million a year. That's up over 20 now, and I'm almost at my cap. I'm sort of fudging with the numbers to make sure that I can fit it in. Right now, he likes it, but as soon as he signs, we won't have much left for anybody else. But that's what we're looking to do. So if we can plug him in at the top of the lineup with that 100 contact and 100 avoid Ks, I will take it. You can see he's consistently got a 400 on base percentage. If we just look at his major leagues, consistently a 400 on base percentage guy, good for anywhere between 2.5 to 5 WAR. So yeah, he's not going to steal a lot of bases, so it's going to be a different leadoff hitter than what we've been used to, but somebody who can still get on base at a high clip. So hopefully we can land him. If we sign those 3 guys, we're out of money. There may be some trades coming up, depending on, we may look to see if we can get out from under one of those pitcher contracts here in the offseason, but we're not there yet. So let's look at our rosters and make sure there's nobody on the Rule 5 that we want to, or nobody on the 40-man that we, or nobody that's not on the 40-man that we want to put on the 40-man, I guess is how I should phrase this. Nobody in AAA. I should probably put him. He was another player that we bought from. Yeah, I mean, we've got space, so we may as well stick him on there. He's a good power backup bat. We bought him from the Australian League. It doesn't look like there's anybody else. All right, cool. So let's get to the Rule 5. We'll do the Rule 5, and then we'll sim ahead to opening day. So we are picking 30th. And let's auto pick till our next pick. All right, so pitchers. There are no pitchers that we need. There's nobody here that really stands out either. So let's look at batters, and this may be a quick Rule 5. Anybody here that Luis Medina? Meh. I don't think we're gonna make any moves in the Rule 5 this. Nobody here that really stands out to me. He's got some good power, but his eye's really bad. Hoffman. First baseman with really high contact. mean, if I picked him, where would I play him? Uh, Alex Padilla. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip it. It's not worth it. Yep. All right, so we're gonna skip the Rule 5. We're not gonna make any picks. Nothing there that really stands out. So I am going to sim ahead to opening day. There will likely be some more moves, at least some signings. We'll cover those when we get to opening day, and we'll set the rosters, set our lineups, set our pitching staffs, and call it an episode. So, see you in a minute. Hang tight. All right, guys, we are back. It is opening day, and let's go through some of the moves that were made leading up to opening day, and then we'll set our lineups. So, if we go back to, we're in February, go back to December. And we made a deal. I guess, first of all, free agent signing. We did sign Soo Chan Yu to a 3-year contract worth $22 million. And we've already looked at him. But 3 really good pitches. Actually, he's got 6 pitches. Fastball, curveball, slider, splitter, forkball are all above average. Changeup is okay. Really good control. Potentially really good movement and decent stuff. Still only at an average scouting high. But it's a 3-year deal. 5 million, 8 million, 9 million, and then he'll be arbitration eligible after that. So if he's good, we will control him for a while. And I apologize for the background noise. I gotta get a new chair. I gotta get a lot of new stuff in order to really do this the way I. We made a deal with the Philadelphia Phillies. Because we signed you, we were able to make a move with the Phillies, and we sent Emilio Vargas, who was frankly outstanding in his 1 year with us. 18-6, led the league in wins. Did have the lowest BABIP in the American League, but he's really maintained that. So I don't know how lucky he has gotten, but $12.5 million this year. This is his last year. He's due for a large raise. So we sent him to the Phillies along with Carter Stewart, who was the guy we got from Australia, and 21-year-old outfielder Ivan Mota, who's just sort of a slap hitter. 21-year-old, good defense, good speed. Number 85 prospect in the game. And we sent all them to the Philadelphia Phillies in exchange for Walter Hart. Hart is a masher. You can see last year, 105 games for the Phillies, posted a 1.123 OPS, 304, 423, 700 slugging, 25 home runs, 16 doubles in only bats. He becomes our immediate designated hitter against righties, where he absolutely crushes the baseball. Not so good against lefties, so we will limit where he starts. But the middle of the bat, middle of the order bat for sure. We talked about Bryant. We go to January, and first you can see we've got the 3 deals here. We signed Mike Taylor to that 1-year contract. We signed Brandon Woodruff to one of our kind of typical 3-year contracts with 2 team options, $5 million each. He was 10-5 last year with a 4.47 ERA in 17 starts with the Mets. He will be our number 5 starter this season. 3 good pitches, 33 years old. Be good at the back of the rotation. And then we did sign Luis Arias to a 4-year, $92 million contract. He's going to miss the first 2 weeks of the season, but that's fine. 100 contact, 58 gap power, 60 I, 100 K. Becomes our immediate leadoff hitter. So let's take a look here. We're gonna have to send a bunch of people down. We have 37 players on the active roster right now. So who do we want to send down? DJ Otier. We're gonna have a difficult time sending people down here. Caesar out. So we can send him home. We have 16 players, but remember that one of them is Caden Wallace, who's both a pitcher and a batter, so he counts as both. So we have to send 2 more pitchers down, and I really don't know where those pitchers are going to come from. Ramirez, unfortunately, I think the last year really is going to be him. Joe Setlock's probably the other one, just because he hasn't pitched in the majors yet, and he was injured all of last year. So we'll let Setlock get some time in AAA. Leaves us with 13 pitchers. We're going to go 5-man rotation. Cheesy's not going to be in starting rotation. Justin Garrett. We're going to go Ebert, K, Cervantes, Garrett, and Woodruff. I think. Do I want Baz back in there instead of Woodruff? Kind of do. Make him a starter. He drops to 3 stars. Yeah, but he's still. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Baz back under the rotation. And that gives us Woodruff, who probably won't like being in the bullpen, but whatever, I don't care. Gives him an opportunity to be kind of that backup guy, that swing guy if we need it. So Kozowski's going to be our closer. Gap is going to be set up. Later, secondary goal stopper. He's that good. Going to bullpen this year, right? He actually gets worse as a bullpen arm. This doesn't matter what we have him. Middle relief will be. Middle relief is our other setup guy. Our middle relief is Woodruff and Wentz. Cheesy's going to be long relief. Who is going? Wallace is going to be emergency starter. Yeah, I guess that's okay. I mean, it's a lot of pitchers, but it's 13 pitchers, but that's fine. We may end up having to send one more person down. Not sure yet. So let's see. We got to send. We're at 33, so we got to send seven batters down. It's going to be a possibility. And he's probably options at this point. It's a problem. All right, let's put RAs on the IL real quick. Bull and Rizzo. I'm probably going to send either of them down. These guys are going to see Celadon. It's kind of down. It's fine. These guys, I don't need Rizzo. Need Trinkle. Ran. So I think we have to send one more person down. No, we're good. All right, cool. All right, so we set the pitching staff already. We're pretty good here. I'm pretty happy with this. Got some depth as well. Got Lucchesi, you, and Brandon Woodruff, all of which can step in if anybody gets hurt or is not effective. Set our lineups. Obviously, this is going to be without RAs. adjusted once he comes back. So Perez will be leadoff hitter. As of right now, our number 2 hitter will be Diaz, Thomas, Diaz, gotta go Bryant, right? I mean, he signed him 65 dollars. Who? It's a tough decision. That Hart right there, because I do want to put that. Yeah, we're gonna go Bryant. Wallace can start the season on the bench. That's fine. My second baseman to start or my shortstop will be Noelvi Marte. Naylor will go there. Chio starting second baseman until Arraez is back and everybody gets moved down a spot. So that my opening day lineup. Let's see what they do. This will be the hitter so that I can get him a little more play time. Let's get him some backup time at second base as well. Second base. Let's make him a super utility type. Get him some playing. Let's do that. Copy that lineup. They're going to make a couple changes here. So Wallace is going to come in, play for Hart. Baseman, Bryant will designate hitter. Sanchez. So just to get him some play. See, I mean, he hasn't been bad. Get Ali Sanchez in there as a second backup catcher. We're going to leave the top of the orders the same. Again, it's all going to change once Arraez comes back, and it's fine. Let's copy that. Is that in there? We're going to remove Bryant. It's lefty behind Lewin Diaz. So they have to pitch to Diaz, who's still has over 8. So I'm hoping that it's down to 73 contact. Wow. Okay. Fine. Hopefully it doesn't affect his numbers too much, but we'll see. Here. Lineup. Anders. Paste. Sure my audio is working. I could have changed my setup a little bit, so it looks like it is. Walt. All right, we need Walt Hart in there. It's righties. So who sits down? He can only play left and right. D against. And you gotta have him out there. His bat's just so good. For Perez? For Perez. Yeah. So we'll start. Guild. This is what I want. I like to just stick Arraez up there, but I can't do that right. So let's start Rocio off Come on. Don't want to be batting Chris. It's dumb. Put him there in between Hart and Naylor. Set our depth charts. It's fine. Again, it's all going to change in a couple of days. Season expectations. 500 baseball. He is not expecting much out of us. That's fine. Preseason predictions. We are predicted to win 104 games this year. Lead the American League in runs scored. Lead the American League in ERA. We are expected to be the dominant team in the American League this season. Perez, 35 home runs, 545 slugging, 421 on base percentage. I'll take it. Bieber, 17-9. K, 13-7. It's fine with me. Let's take a look. System rankings. Our 8th. Got Ray, who is the number 28 prospect. Jesus Vargas, the 29th. You is number 41. Thompson, 63. Joel Voorhees. Not Jason. Joel Voorhees. So we're in pretty good shape from a prospect pool perspective. That's an alliteration. Prospect pool perspective as I can get. So that is going to do it for this episode, guys. So next time we come back, or when we come back, I guess when we come back will be next time, will be the first year player draft. That will run through the trade deadline, and we'll see where we stand. So please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. And until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye-bye.